Hi, this is Beth Taylor at the Sampson Family YMCA. Welcome to another episode of Who's Cooking at the Sampson Family Y. Today we are so happy to have my friend John Tarallo. He is the owner of Steel City Salt, along with his wife Candy. She's in the background here. And he's going to tell us about his business and mix up a fabulous shrimp taco for us using some of his product. And I'll let you start, John, and talk about what you're cooking, and then we can just chat as you go along.
Awesome, thanks, Beth. Hey everyone, I'm John Tarallo from Steel City Salt Company. We started in 2014, procuring salt from around the world, bringing in salt from all over the place. Fine, flaky, coarse, and then we started making really cool infusions and blends. Started with a little table in the Strip District, and gradually increased our product from there. Now we do things like Peruvian rub and seasoning, which we'll be using today, garlic and herb, Creole blackening, smoked salt, truffle, you name it. So we're all about food, we're all about cooking and fun and tasty food. Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
So today we're going to be making my favorite, the simplest, easiest dish ever, shrimp fajitas with our Peruvian blend. Let's just jump right into it. So I like to use our olive and marlow roasted garlic EVOO. We have a nice hot pan here. We're going to add just a little bit right in there. All right. Perfect. Move that around just a little bit so it coats nicely. And what I've done is I've already marinated the shrimp. So I added a little bit of the roasted garlic EVOO with our Peruvian blend. It's best to let it sit overnight, but if you're in a pinch, even just 15-20 minutes will do. So when I'm cooking, what I like to do is add a little touch of water. Listen to that. It's ready to go. Now these are going to cook pretty quickly. All right. Listen to that sizzle. All right.
Yum. And so that wonderful olive and marlow oil's going to infuse another layer of flavor. Here, I gotcha. Here and here.
Now, you don't want to overcook your shrimp. So right when they're on there for just about 30 seconds to a minute, you can flip them. And always have a little pan or bowl plate on the side because you want to flip them, sear them on both sides, and then take them right out. And we'll start with the veggies. So looking pretty nice.
Those are beautiful shrimp.
Use the big tongs. All right. Let's see if we're getting a nice sear on here. Yes.
So what was one of the first salts that you did, John?
Well, the first import we ever had was the Trapani Sicilian salt.
Oh.
And that's because my family is from Sicily on my dad's side. So when I was a kid, my grandfather would always cook with the Sicilian salt, and our minds were always blown by it. And I was wondering what that was. I thought salt was just regular salt, you know? And it's a game changer when you use the different ones. Second was the Peruvian because of my wife. She comes from Peru. And that Peruvian salt is nice. We use it as a base in our Peruvian blend. The first seasoning blend infusion we ever made, though, was our Sriracha Salt.
Oh.
Tangy sweet with just a little bit of heat. Now we're taking a look at these. They're starting to curl. You don't want to overdo them. So let's take them out. And they'll finish cooking when they're on the plate from that residual heat.
Do you want any foil to tent them, or will they be okay?
They'll be all right.
Okay.
This is such a super quick dish. Whenever I'm in a pinch, this is my go-to. Now, you're not limited to just shrimp. I mean, you can use anything, beef, chicken, or pork, or tofu. So now what we're going to do is with this super hot pan, we have a little bit of more olive oil. Put that right in there for the flavor. Now, I like to add our sliced onions, just one whole medium onion sliced up.
Oh, yum.
Now what I like to do is I like to layer. So every time I add an ingredient, I add a little seasoning. So this is where your Peruvian blend will come in handy. Just a little sprinkle there, just a nice little coating. Let's crank this up just a little bit higher.
Get some color on those, I bet. Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful. Now, one of the first things I ever tasted from your line of delicious seasonings are your smoke
The
salts.
smoked salt, yes.
The alderwood. Now, I've not tried the cherry. I have to get myself some of that. But oh, we love the alderwood smoked salt in our house.
It's cool because it's smoked for 48 hours. It's coarse and crunchy, so you can put it right on top of cookies and sweets and desserts. Or salmon works really nicely.
Steak.
Yeah, steak. Oh, yeah. I would normally cook steak here, but, I'm such a fiend that I'll just cut it up and eat it. I wouldn't have any to share. So we add our peppers. I have 2 whole bell peppers here. We add just a little more of our Peruvian Inca Blend. Now, if you don't have the Peruvian blend, you can use any of our seasonings or blends. If you want it spicy, you can use the Creole, the garlic and herb. You can really use any of them. This is just what I like to do. There's no rules, really. Just whatever you like. Boom, get that right.
A favorite I buy and send to out of town friends and relatives is the black and gold blend.
Yes.
Or Steel City.
Well, there's both. So
there's
we have-
both.
we have
Okay.
Black and gold. Our black and gold is smoky sweet with a little citrus, all-purpose barbecue blend. Then we have our garlic and herb seasoning. It's just a classic Mediterranean. Being Italian, I love garlic, so I add just a ton there.
Oh, that smells so good. It's beautiful.
Let's keep giving this a stir. So you don't want to overcook it. You want it to have some crunch. Let them sweat out a little bit. Oh, this is beautiful. All right, now while this is going, it's almost ready. We have our 2 side pans here. What we're going to do is we're going to serve these on big tortillas. And you're not limited to tortillas. You can serve this over potatoes, rice, or just
Polenta.
a bowl. Polenta.
Shout out to your grandfather.
Right? All right.
Very good.
Awesome.
No.
These are just going to heat up right there.
You and Candy travel in search of salt. I watched your Instagram feed.
We love it. Every region in the world produces their own unique salt, and it's so amazing. Our goal is to get to every country, because every country has, from fine to flaky to coarse. I mean, it's amazing the varieties. And then when you get into the flavors and blends, possibilities are endless. Like when we were in Mexico, we had to get more of our sal de gusano, which is a tequila worm salt.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually has the agave worm in there. Now, that's great for mezcal. So this is looking like it's getting nicely browned on the bottom. Test these. These are still a little cool. Let's turn that heat up a little bit. Just one more. All right. Perfect. Now these look appropriately seasoned to me.
Beautiful.
All right, we're going to turn that heat down a little bit just so our tortillas can heat up in time. They're going to be pretty quick. Flip them over. I use my hands if you're crazy like me, but you can also use tongs, okay?
I do too. I have to forget when I'm teaching. I shouldn't. Yeah.
Okay. It's part of the fun. All right, so now what we're going to do is we have our limes ready. I sliced up 2 limes. What we can do is add our shrimp. Put this right back in here.
Nice. Following along at home, that's our hood ventilation system kicking in.
Oh,
So
nice.
that means we're doing some good steamy
Excellent.
cooking.
Steaming it up nicely.
Yeah.
And I got one more here for that.
Another one. Thank you so much.
All right. These tortillas are nice and hot. We're going to put them on the plates here. And now, the final piece.
Beautiful.
Fresh lime. All those flavors are now getting married. They're all good. 1 whole lime. I like to cut it up into quarters. They're much easier to squeeze.
Good tip.
All right.
Yeah, we were just squeezing lime halves last night, and that's a really good tip. Yeah.
And now this is about ready. So
You okay?
I'm going to take this off the heat here. And I'm going to plate it. Let's get a healthy amount of veggies in here. But I'm all about the shrimp.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So you can ask Candy. I'm never good at plating food, but I promise it tastes delicious.
That looks very nice to me. Oh, you had cilantro too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Cilantro
beautiful.
right at the end. All right. like to leave the tail on the shrimp.
Okay.
I think it looks really cool. It adds a little more flavor. But, you know, you're never stuck with something. You know, you can always change it up. Let's add another shrimp on here.
Yeah.
All these shrimp.
Beautiful.
Perfect. And we have these right here. Camarones. Okay. Fresh chopped cilantro.
Oh,
Right on here.
it's snowing cilantro.
Gorgeous.
So beautiful.
Again
Ex-
with the lime. Put this on here.
So some of our students in the kitchen here, you know, are really surprised to find when you finish a dish with something fresh like that, a fresh herb, a fresh squeeze of citrus, it just elevates it to the next level and gives it that, you know, that's restaurant quality, John. That's beautiful.
Game changer. And like I said, you're not limited to just the Peruvian blend or the garlic olive oil or even the shrimp. I mean, if you have other veggies, you can add them. You don't like peppers, don't put them in there. You know, chicken, tofu, whatever you want to do. There's no rules. Just follow this simple method and you can really do anything. And it's simple, easy. Look, it took us, what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The longest time is actually chopping the veggies
Yeah.
and making the shrimp.
And that's something too, like, because we have a lot of home cooks that, you know, if meal planning is essential, and if you can get that chopping done on the weekend,
Right.
and you're just throwing this together after work, it's fabulous.
Right?
Yeah.
The most important thing, above all, is to use the best salt. and spice.
Yes, absolutely. And the salt, and you have the pepper, you know, the salt and pepper all in one. You're not dealing with two different things, you know. But you can find John's product in his wonderful store in Millvale on Grant Avenue in Millvale, Steel City Salt. What are the hours for that these days?
Our Millville Salt Shop and HQ, we're open Wednesdays through Fridays, 10 to 5, Saturdays, 10 to 6, and Sundays, 11 to 4.
Okay.
We also have our stand in the Strip District on 21st and 10. I'm out there every weekend, except for January through March. We take off those 3 months down there, so actually in about 2 weeks I'll be back.
Yeah, yeah. And they're right next to Mon Ami Chocolat, so wonderful people there. And you can find his products in wonderful small local groceries and food-related stores all over the Western Pennsylvania area. Every time I look online, John's taking another shipment somewhere else. So try the salts, you know, try a couple at a time and do fun things with them, and, you know.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah,
It's all-
yeah. Your people will be impressed with the dishes you make when you add this salt. Okay, so thank you very much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, John, and Candy back there too.
Now let's eat.
Yeah, and our witty sidekick, Amy. Do you mind if I take a little bite? I'm gonna,
Yes.
rather than trying to eat a taco on it, I'm gonna just eat some shrimp with the end. Not that I won't eat this later. But we're going to taste a little with everything involved. Oh, wait, I need a little more lime.
And if you do make the tacos with it, you can always add, you know, salsa, sour cream, guac.
Absolutely. Some cojita cheese. Okay.
Excellent.
There's a tiny bit of heat, but very, very little. It's very subtle. It's delicious. You know, peppers and the lemon and everything just balance it all out. But yeah, this is mine.
Peruvian blend we learned how to make that in Peru. So besides the salt in there, we use the amarillo pepper, which is the Peruvian chili. It's the national pepper down there, and it's a bit sweet. It has just a hint of heat.
Oh my gosh.
And the flavor profile is nice. We have the ground cumin. There's a little lime in there. It's a bunch of goodness.
And onion.
Yep.
The caramelized onion. Very good. Okay. Thank you.
Awesome.
I just keep talking, right? And when I would be on my way to do a strip and stop to talk to John, I would always be a little late.